Good morning, all. I hope you slept well. Whew. I had some dreams. I did. You know, something I see a lot on my algorithms, social media platforms. I'm not feeling the greatest. Definitely gonna rest today. People talk about people wronging you. Yeah, we live in a world filled with people that choose to do wrong when they know is right. It's a hard truth. It's a hard truth. Men, women, whatever, all ages, all ethnicities, everyone. Even me at times, I'm sinful. I choose wrong when I should be choosing right. I try to always land on right, but I'm not perfect. Not by any means. But when it comes to the wrong that people have done to me, I try not to pay much mind to it. Do I know that it exists? Do I know that it happens daily? Do I know that it's so evident? Do I understand it's right in my face? Yeah, I understand all of those things. I do. Just like I understand tragedy is a part of it too. And to me, when people choose to do wrong, when they know what is right, that is a tragedy. That is a tragedy for them, not me. Not me. That is a tragedy for them, you see. And I think that's where we get a little skewed. Is we like to keep record of everybody's wrongdoing, and we like to use the wrongdoing that has been done to us as an scapegoat, as an excuse to go into the world and do more wrong, as well as we like to use that as an excuse to put blasphemy on God, because we think that God is the one that's allowing them to do wrong, you see. And it's not God making people do wrong things, making people associate with wrong affiliations, making people be a part of blackmail, making people be a part of assassinations. That is not God. God is not making people do these things. These are invisible chains that people are chained up to, whatever that looks like to them, you see. And when you get to a place in your walk, in your journey, where you start meeting people with wrong choices, wrong decisions, wrong words, wrong feelings, wrong emotions, when you start meeting them with that, you're jumping on the side of the fence that they're on. And so I wanted to talk about what it says in the Bible in regards to being wronged. All right. So crazy, the things I pick up on and I see. I know people call me crazy. I know people call me cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but God is so real. He just is. I see him all over the place. And I see Jesus. I recognize, man, it's crazy to me. My connection in my faith, in my relationship with God, is something that everybody can have. Everybody can have. If you truly repent, you truly try to be like him, you can't consider yourself a debateful Christian, a debateful daughter of God, son of God, if you're not moving and operating in God's truths, if you're selling your soul for a buck, if you're chasing fame, if you're chasing fortune, if you're part of the blackmail operations, if you're part of child trafficking, if you're part of taking people out of this world when it's not your right to do such things, these are all things that you can't partake in and be a child of God. You just can't. I know that's a hard truth and people don't want to hear it, and I'm sorry for that. I truly am, but I'm just telling you the truth. You have to understand that. Because the end does come eventually. Your day does come. Your time here on earth does come to an end. And these are all things that you're going to have to account for when you have a conversation with God. You know, at least Trump admits, hey, I don't think I'm going to heaven. I mean, I give him credit there. At least he admits it. You know, it's sad. It's very sad where somebody gets to the realization of that. It's one of the saddest things in the world, truthfully. Anywho, Job 19:6. Know then that God has wronged me and has surrendered me with his net. If I cry out concerning wrong, I am not heard. If I cry aloud, there is no justice. He has fenced up my way so that I cannot pass. He has set darkness in my paths. He has stripped me of my glory and taken the crown from my head. He breaks me down on every side, and I am gone. My hope has uprooted like a tree. He has also kindled his wrath against me, and he counts me as one of his enemies. His troops come together and build up their road against me. They recamp all around the tent. He has removed my brothers far from me, and my acquaintances are completely estranged from me. My relatives have failed, and my close friends have forgotten me. And what is he saying here, Job, in reference to wrong? Well, for me personally, I believe Job is saying Job is saying that when you keep track of wrong, or you feel as though you've been wronged, then you're basically telling God that everything that's happened to you in your life, wrong, is his fault. It's his fault because you're keeping track of it. And when you do that, you are then walking into these measures where he's going to strip you of your glory. He's going to strip the crown off your head. He's going to break down every side of you. He's going to uproot the tree, your tree of life, because you're too focused on all the wrong and not seeing the right that's in the wrong. Perhaps maybe you're being wrong because of your actions. Perhaps you're being wrong because you're deserving of it in different ways. Perhaps you're being wrong because we live in a broken world and we're all broken. And people take things so seriously. You know? Perhaps. These are all perhaps. Perhaps you're being wrong because there was a season in your life where you were being led by your ego, just like everybody else. You know? These are all perhaps. I can feel that. We all can if we were truly honest with ourselves. You know, my son and I'm going to end on this. This is a good example. I was on my way home from picking him up from work the other day, and we got cut off. That's nothing unusual. It was a peculiar cut off. I always love when people cut me off, nearly get me in an accident, and then they slow down right in front of me, so they're clearly not in a hurry. Make that make sense. And so my son was really upset about it. And I explained to him, you know, people are just in a hurry. You know, people are in their tunnel vision. And there was a portion in my life where I had road rage, and I was always in a hurry. And it was when I was working for that company, and then my next property management company, because a lot of my time I was on the road. I was driving to rental properties. I was meeting with owners, realtors, meeting with contractors, vendors. I mean, I was always on the road. And when I was on the road, I was checking emails. I was getting text messages. I was getting calls. And so I was always in a hurry. I was always anxious. I was always in a hurry. So I had road rage. And by the grace of God, I do not have that no more, because I won't allow myself to have that, because it took me down a negative path. It just did, you know, and I take ownership in that. It was nobody else's fault. That was me. I was allowing the consumption of my world to dictate my actions on the road. I was allowing the consumptions of my reality to dictate my actions on the road. And I know as well as I sit here, a lot of people feel that way, you know? And so when I see that on the road and I'm met with it on the road, I give people grace in that, because I understand what they're